all things Stratford Town, shall we? They're up first, and we're focusing on business end of the season for the Bards. 4 games remaining. It's a big one on Saturday. Stamford are the visitors, who occupy 5th place at the moment, while Stratford are in 7th. Only 2 points separating the sides in the Southern Premier Central. Let's catch up with midfielder Lewis Ludford Ison. I'm pleased to say join us live on the phone. Hi, Lewis. You okay?
Hello, Will. You okay? Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
Good, thank you. Let's catch up then, Lewis. I know it's been a while since we've last spoken to yourself. What have you made of the season so far for the Bards?
I think if you ask any of the boys, not just me, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, really. Like, we started off a little bit slow, and then we hit some really good form over the winter period, and then we're starting to fall short a little bit again. But with 4 games to play, it's nothing really.
No, absolutely. You mentioned that because, of course, you know, there was a bit of a dip in form at the start of the season, and then it kind of looked all up, didn't it, really? You know, you were sitting kind of 2nd or 3rd at some places, and then the recent results haven't really gone your way. You know, what do you think's changed over these last few weeks? Is it just you've just been unlucky in games?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're creating chances really well. It's just about having that ruthlessness to put them away, and we're seeming not to be doing that at the minute. And Saturday against Redditch really summed that up. We should have been probably clearing away by the time they scored their first goal, and then we really struggled after that to create chances once they got one.
Yeah, I guess it's so close in these games, isn't it? And of course, like we mentioned, the business end of the season now, it's all counting these final points. A bit about you though, Lewis, because of course you made your 100th appearance for the Bard a couple of weeks ago at Banbury United. That's pretty an impressive achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too bad considering I've only been there 2.5 seasons, but the body's telling me to stop now, so it's a good job. I've only got 4 games left of this season, but yeah, it's a good going for myself and an achievement. It's considering I had really bad injuries in the past. It's good to play every game.
Is that something you're looking to? I mean, you just mentioned about your time coming up. Is that are you thinking about next season already, or have you got certain plans already ahead?
Not really, no. Like I said, we've got 4 huge games that we need to win to get over the line and not fall short like we did last year. So all my focus is on the now and Stratford, getting Stratford Town into the playoffs.
And I know you're doing a bit, I know you mentioned about some of the other stuff you do. You're looking after a bit of the academy as well at the Bards. How have you found that, Lewis? Something a bit different?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a transition to me. For me, I was previously at a different education program that ran the same kind of program. I came in November and tried to change a few things, and hopefully we can get one or two of them into the first team in the summer, and if not next season. That's the main goal, really. Whilst they carry on getting their education and go off to university, but it's something I really enjoy and I'm enthusiastic about.
Absolutely, and I guess, there might be the odd occasion, like you said, where, these players are coming to study and to learn a bit more about the game and play football, which, of course, is probably a lot of young lads' dreams. But, like you said, there are the opportunity that if a couple are interested in training, you guys work quite closely with the first team, do you?
Yeah, 100%, and ultimately that's why Jed, the chairman, has an academy to try and feed these players through. And I think this year we've had a little bit success with that. We've had 2 sign. Not been fortunate enough to play yet, probably because of the stakes that the first team are at the minute. Might be too much of a risk to put a young kid in, but definitely in pre-season we'll see a few of them training with the first team, hopefully.
And I know, back to kind of looking at the season, Lewis, you've got 10 goals for the season, which is pretty impressive for a midfielder. Is that something you kind of set out your targets at the start of the season?
Yeah, I mean, last year it was a bit of a shock. I scored 10, and that was the first time I'd ever scored double figures or ever scored a few goals, really, because I've been a defender in past years. But I tried it last year and fortunately scored a few goals, and then definitely at the start of this year it was my target to hit double figures again. Just fortunate how they've felt to me this year. They've looked quite good.
Yeah, well, I actually was going to talk about that because our Rob Gurney went to the Sudbury game to speak to a few of the representatives at the club. I think he actually spoke to you as well after the game because that was when you scored a hat-trick and you scored that incredible overhead kick. I remember watching that and, it did quite well on social media as well. But That was an incredible goal, you know. You're saying that you had that in your locker, you know. We expect him to pull something off like that.
I don't think any of the boys thought I had it in my locker either. To be fair, before that game, I tried it on the Saturday away to Bishop Stortford, and I completely missed the ball. And all the lads after the game were saying, "What on earth are you doing?" And then Sudbury comes on the Tuesday night, and it's set up perfectly for me. So I just tried my luck, and thankfully it went in.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it looks, you know, proper good. And I know, you know, you mentioned, you know, it's 10 goals, which is fantastic for a midfielder. And it's not just, you know, you're not just scoring, you've been ever present in the campaign. 41 starts, more than any other player this season. You know, you're kind of the first name on the team sheet. That must fill you with a bit of confidence that, you know, the gaffer, Paul Davies, is backing you every week.
No, yeah, definitely it does. But as long as I can keep giving to the team, that's all I can do, really. But yeah. It is fortunate to play 41. Sometimes I might moan about it, saying my legs are hurting, but I'll always play on a Saturday. And like I said, previous years I've had really bad injuries and I've missed a few years, so I've always told myself any little niggle, I'll always play through it. So yeah.
And a big game then against Stamford on Saturday. This is a real big 6-pointer, isn't it? You know, and even the rest of the games, which we'll come to in a second, of course, Bedford up there as well. You know, this is a real opportunity. You know, a win would put you back in the playoffs. And I guess, is that something that within the camp, you know, like I said, recent form hasn't been the best, and you've acknowledged that as well during this chat. So, you know, a win at Stamford would be a real statement one, wouldn't it?
100%, and they're on a good run at the minute. But fortunately, touch wood, we do have a good kind of win rate against them. We beat them twice last year and then beat them earlier on in the season, probably our best performance. And we also have a good win rate against all the top 6 clubs. So we're going into the game on Saturday with full of confidence.
And again, like I said, it doesn't get any easier because you've got Bedford the week after. So, you know, it's not at all easy. But it's something, you know, I guess you relish, don't you? You know, playing these sort of games, you know, the big 6-pointers. It's something that you relish as a squad?
100%, and you can't look at any game in this league, especially at this time of the season when we're playing against, like you say, Redditch on Saturday, who are fighting for their lives. There's no easy game. So even Bedford, who are sitting top of the league, we know that's just going to be as difficult as Redditch. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Lewis, wish you all the best for the rest of the season. Of course, we'll follow your journey kind of home and away and keep an eye on whether you sneak into the playoffs. And, of course, hopefully, fingers crossed you do, and we'll follow your playoff journey on BBC CWR. Lewis, all the best, and, best of luck for Saturday.
Appreciate that, Will. Thank you.
No worries. Lewis Ludford Ison, then the midfielder for Stratford Town. Back in action then, as we mentioned, on Saturday against Stamford. We've got no Sky Blues, of course, on Saturday.